Hello and welcome to our Go to Market with G2X webinar. Today's event is scheduled from 12 until 1 and will be recorded. The recording will be distributed following the event along with the slides. Well, we don't have any slides. Just a few things to keep running smoothly. If you experience any technical issues or have any questions during our program, please reach out to me through the chat, Mary Ann Brown, and I'd be happy to assist you. We want today's event to be interactive. If you think of any questions for Alexa at any point, just type them in the Q&A, and as time allows, she will address them. Now I'd like to introduce the host of today's webinar, Alexa Choi, the CEO of Forum.
Hello. Oh, hello, everybody for joining. I see people jumping into the participants, and I don't want to rush into it while everybody's popping in, so I will quickly introduce myself. I am Alexa Choi, as Marianne mentioned, and thank you so much for the intro, Marianne. I am also the go-to-market lead for G2 Exchange. So, tiny, super quick thing about me. I actually worked at GovWin for 5.5 years, and then I worked at Bloomberg Government as well. And then I stayed with one 8A company for the entire 8A run of their business. And then I worked at I would say a medium, is that even a word? Like a small medium type of a company. So definitely have been around the tool sets, the workflows, which I feel like when it comes to tools, if you don't have the right workflows, then you could be using any tool, right? And it might not be as effective as it could be. Today, I'm going to be talking about G2 Exchange. And what I tell everybody is that I was a customer of G2 Exchange for years before I was ever working for G2 Exchange. And the reason I took the job the first time was because I really liked the concept. And the reason why I took the job the second time was because I loved Ron's vision of where it was going. And Ron has joined us. Hello, Ron.
Hey, folks.
So today I'm going to be going on a whole very long tangent about go-to-market and why I truly believe that G2 Exchange is the only go-to-market tool out there for the go-to-market workflows. And I have already shared my screen, and I'm going to start right here at our new homepage where you can actually edit your dashboards. And if you pop up here into Edit Dashboard, you can add any of the different insights, which would be the events, the contract opportunities, contract awards, and the different things. So for today, I gave it some thought and I've decided I'm going to pitch from a CMS BD person's point of view. So CMS, really important mission, great agency, and they're doing some super cool innovative things, right? But how do you stay on top of what they're doing? Where are they going to be speaking? What does their pipeline look like? What is sort of the market pulse for CMS? So luckily, that's why we created this homepage here. And if you come into the contract opportunities, please note that you can edit this here. And I have selected CMS. And if I pop that open, you can see that I selected CMS here. If you hit apply changes, it pops up with this thing at the bottom that says save changes. I've already saved that, so I don't have to do it again. But what you're going to notice now is that all of the opportunities that are pulling up on your homepage are live from sam.gov, all CMS. So you can actually jump into any one of these and pop open our opportunities from here. So likewise, you can do the same for the contract awards. And when I was doing this, I was like, wow, there's been some pretty big awards made even in the last, few days. So it's good to kind of stay on top of who's winning, if you're looking for partners, what's sort of happening and all that stuff. Check this out. I was in here and I was like, wow, what is this? So if I open one of these awards and just take a look at it, it's pretty interesting. And as you come on down, you're going to see all the information in one place, including 27 offers received on this one award. So let me just hop back and show you how I popped into that. So contract awards, keeping a pulse of the market, what's being awarded here, what's coming up for opportunity here. You've got your events across the top, what's happening this week, as far as any of that. And so one of the things we're going to be adding is the ability to edit this. And right now, if you edit it, you can basically select free, in-person, or virtual, or the organizer itself. But we are going to be adding the agency focus as well. So then you could have your entire homepage be showing you CMS things. So as we scroll on down, you're going to see that we have our curated intelligence, which is put together by a team. And this is sort of what G2 Exchange is known for, right? Our curated intelligence, the daily take, right? That's how we started. When we're down here, you can actually edit the news that's coming to you. And one of the things I love to do is to edit it by health, because I'm a CMS BD person, right? That's what we decided. And then in the categories, I always like to say, well, I already have opportunities. I already have awards up at the top. So in here, let's do industry moves and news. And so then basically what I've got, stay with me for 2 seconds. We have the entire 360 pulse of the market. You have your events, you have your contract opportunities, your awards, and then you have the news and you have your industry moves. So really, you're taking this view of the health IT market, specifically your CMS slice, and you're seeing the whole thing in one page. By the way, this is our homepage. This is it. I haven't gone anywhere else. How cool is that? So I'm going to pause here and see if any questions have come in, because I saw some things pop up in the chat. So Marianne, any questions for me?
Nope, just people chatting.
Chit chatting. Okay, well, chit chat amongst yourself, y'all. No problem. A couple things I wanted to point out as well is that you always have a schedule a walkthrough button up here. You're going to notice that G2X is releasing a lot, and we're constantly pushing out updates and things, and the tools are really building and growing. So if you have questions about how to use something, schedule a walkthrough, and you're going to get that call with Julie, with Ron, with myself, and we're going to be able to do a little demo walkthrough. Also, if you set up saved searches, you can actually, in this notification center up here, scroll through here and get those updates on every single saved search that you have created. Now, if I scroll slowly, you're going to see that I have a Drupal, VA, all the things, environmental, US. I got a lot of saved searches. So then people ask me, okay, Alexa, well, how do I get back to my saved searches? I'll show you. You've got this box up here at the top. And if I pop in here, it's going to give you an idea of the different saved searches that you can do. And one of the things I always tell people is, look, man, I've worked at a lot of these different tools, as I mentioned, and sometimes when these searches hit your email inbox, it's a little overwhelming. But I think the folks at G2X, we know that, and it will roll everything up into one email, and it will have headers for each one of your different saved searches. And so that way you're not getting pinged with email after email after email, because it's hard enough keeping track of your email as is. Trust me, why not? So I'm going to pop back here, and I'm going to then continue along our CMS journey here and pop into our company profiles. So while I'm in here, one thing I wanted to say about the GovCon directory, by and far, in a way, one of my favorite places in the site, hands down, is that this directory is open. So why wouldn't you have your G2X company profile on your signature in your email? Right? Because your customers could open that, your teaming partners could open it, and they would see the entire view of your company, past performance, your everything, your capability statement would already be built into it. So let me show you what that looks like. I'm going to pull up my friend's company who does CMS work, a Swing Tech Consulting. It's owned by Joyti. She's a super awesome lady, and they have a great CMS portfolio. So while we're here, I just wanted to point out the big numbers at the top are things that you can easily notice. Now, one thing we slipped by, people didn't really know that we did, but check this out. We've actually rolled out everybody's JVs as well. So when you're looking at Swing Tech and you know that Joyti is a JV leader, that's true. She has a JV with Miracle. She's got another JV and another JV. So she's got joint ventures, right? And you can click into these JVs, you know they're subsidiaries of SwingTech, and you can get the same information for those companies also. So coming on down and taking a look, it is always going to show a 10-year. I always pop into the 5-year just because that's how I like to figure out their size standard, right? And if I scroll slowly, you've got that prime contract rolling average number right there, so you don't have to do that math in your head like I used to have to do. Like, all right, are they under the number? Okay, you guys know, you all feel me, I know you do. So you've got your company details here, you've got your contact information, you've got your socioeconomic status, you've got the people on G2 Exchange, you've got your UEIs and all of those different things. We're going to talk about AI chat in just a second. We're going to talk about follow. We're going to get there, but we're going to continue going. I'll come back, I promise. So as we scroll down, you're going to see her list of customers here. Check this out. Who is she subcontracted to? Right? What relationships does she have? It's looking like she doesn't have any where she's subbed to folks from like a relationship perspective, but if she did, they would be listed here. You've got all your prime contracts here. You can always pop this open, understand a little bit about the work. And when you're looking at any table in G2X anytime, you can grab the columns and move them around if you want to look at it in a different way. So as we come on down, you've also got Swing Tech Consulting's capability statement in here directly embedded. If you want to know more about them, you can also probably figure out how to reach out to them from there. And then you've got all their information from every single time we've written about them. So just a quick glance in here, you can see that, yeah, they've been top trending a few different times. They've got work on HHS. They're a Polaris winner. They're an Oasis Plus winner. So she's got quite a few things going on. Okay, so how do I keep track of all the things Joythi and her company has going on? Pop up here, follow. If you hit that follow button, then you're going to be first to know any company updates and contract wins as well. So hit that start following button, and that's going to give you those updates directly. So imagine you were teamed with Joythi on a single award BPA. Let's just say it's the SEC, maybe Security Exchange Commission, maybe they're recompeting their one IT contract vehicle, and you're teamed with Swing Tech, and you thought that you weren't seeing all the task orders. Well, if you were following Swing Tech and you were notified that she was awarded a task order on something that you should have seen it, but you never saw it, you know what I'm saying? So these are ways of tracking the different things that are happening. Not that Joythi would ever do that, she wouldn't. Coming on down, I want to show you that it helps to have an AI tool sort of get you from 0 to 100 really fast. So rather than taking a look at SwingTech's profile and being like breaking your head against what are all these JV, like what's all this information telling me, right? I could pop into this AI chat, and before I even picked up the phone and had a call with her, I could just say, summarize this company's federal contract profile for me here. And then this is going to give you such great roll-up data that if you just did this and read what it's going to tell you, then you pick up the phone, you have a conversation with her, you're going to sound more knowledgeable than potentially somebody that even works at the company itself, because you have everything lined up right in front of you. You know, she's got USDA work, Social Security work, CMS, state. She's got, these are her different core capabilities. So then you can even ask further questions. Any upcoming recompetes, what are their top customers? You know, and so you've really got different AI stuff you can do here that's pretty cool and just helps you move faster. Wow, I feel like I'm talking really fast. So, all right, I'm going to pause there for a second and see if anybody has any questions before I move on to the next thing.
I don't see anything yet.
Awesome. Perfect. Alrighty. So I could jump into the opportunities database right here at sam.gov, but I'm going to do it a different way. So I'm going to come up to the homepage, and I am actually low-key obsessed with the homepage. I love it. You can already tell since I spent the first 10 minutes talking about it. So while we're here, you're going to see that it's pulling up CMS opportunities. I didn't really filter it by any other thing, but you can see the NAICS codes popping up right here, right? So you've got 541519, you've got all these different NAICS codes. So I'm going to come down here and I'm going to open up, let's see. Let me just open up this one. Open up this opportunity. Okay, cool. So now it just hopped from the home page into our opportunities database. And this is a direct feed from sam.gov. So while we're here, we have a couple of different things we can do. First of all, add to your pipeline. And if I open this up, you're going to see I already have a CMS pipeline, or you can create a new pipeline. So I'm going to just drop it into my CMS pipeline, say add to pipeline. So I will circle back there and show you guys what that looks like. But for right now, it's added to the pipeline. This is one of our super cool new features called Find a Teaming Partner. If I click Find a Teaming Partner, so because I work for G2 Exchange, I don't have a company profile claimed, but if you had one claimed, it would fill out all of your information for you in here, so you didn't have to fill it all out. But check this out. It's going to fill out all the information from this particular opportunity, and you can actually say what kind of partner you're looking for. You're going to say what kind of set aside, whether they need a facilities clearance, what else do they need, the project. And here's the coolest part. You can post anonymously. So that way you're not putting out there like, oh, we're chasing Ramada 3. Okay, well, let's not put it on Front Street like that, right? So you could just post anonymously, and this will be putting it out in front of the entire community of G2 Exchange. So what teaming partner opportunities are out there if you're a traditional sub, or which ones can you put out there if you're looking for teaming partners? This is a really cool feature, and I'll show you how to jump into it from another angle, but this is how you do it from the opportunity angle. So one more thing I wanted to point out is that you have this AI chat here. When you hit this AI chat here, first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna say, okay, guys, don't get crazy, read the attachment, which is why it's in red here. We don't want you to forget that. So read this limited, so this looks like it's a JNA, which means they decided to sole source this. So we're gonna say, okay, we'll read that and summarize. So this looks like it's a sole source to somebody. I didn't look that deeply into it, but it's gonna read the document, and then you can start asking questions against this document and against this opportunity to kind of help you make that zero to go, no go factor decision way faster than if you were to download the document, take a look at it, break your head against like, okay, what are our gate reviews, look like all those different parts and pieces, right? So it's reading the documents, and while it's doing that, I'm going to continue popping down here so you can see that we've also rolled up a lot of the different CMS opportunities underneath of this, so you can just keep track of all those things. And as you scroll down, you've got your information on the side staying kind of like static, so you can keep track of it. Okay, so I will let that keep doing its thing, and I will pause again. Marianne, any other questions for me right now? Nope.
Nope.
Okay, cool. Well, while that's working, let me come up here to my profile and talk about your account really quick. So inside of your account, when you claim your profile, and I'm going to, well, let me just do this. I'm going to pop over here. It's going to take me out of that, but that's okay. We have this new AI opportunity matching section here. And if you claim your company, it's going to give you a point set of 100 points. And you can then move little levers back and forth on place of performance, NAICS codes, small business set-asides, and you can really get the AI algorithms to be working for you. And once you have it set, it will send you opportunities based on that kind of algorithm setting directly to you without you having to come in here and like use, a lot of brain power to figure it all out. If you wanted to, that's an opportunity that you could do. Okay, I'm just gonna pop back and see. So that we were in here, we told it to read this, we're going to ask some questions. So that AI is there. So let me just pop into Teaming Hub real quick. So this is the opportunities database. I probably will touch on it a couple more times today before we're done. But before I do that, I wanted to talk about the Teaming Hub because I already showed it to you. So back to the left, and you're going to notice, by the way, we have all of our tools over here on the left, and there's a lot to get into. So next one we're going to jump into is Teaming Hub. So I wanted to show you what it looked like when there are actually opportunities here. So this is my good friends over at Civic Actions, and they're looking for support for this sources sought, and its place of performance is here, place of performance here. So what can you do here? You can express your interests, and if you hit this, then it's going to send them, and the opportunity owner will be notified. Or you could just watch it. And if you take a look up here, you're going to see that you've got people that are watching, you've got views, you've got, all these different things that are happening up here. So this is actually competitive intel, right? So if you see that, it's got like 500 views and 25 people have hit up Civic Action saying, hey, we'd like to work on this with you, then this is a pretty hot opportunity. There's going to be maybe 27 bids on it, like the last thing we saw for CMS, right? So it's kind of just good to know that. All right. So one more thing I want to pop into after that, because we kind of talked about the Teaming Hub thing, is I want to show you guys the events. And I know I'm kind of going back and forth, but this events tool here, does further support my claim that G2 Exchange is the only go-to-market tool out there and available. So you've got your events all over the country, right, happening here. And then I just wanted to show you what would happen if I just searched by CMS. So I just hit CMS up here in the search bar, and you're going to see very specific CMS events popping up here. And you can do this by your territory and kind of keep, your event schedule very on track for your pipeline, which your event schedule should be tailored to your pipeline. Alrighty. Alrighty, so the next thing I'm going to pop into is pipelines. I actually love pipelines. It's weird, but as somebody that has delivered probably hundreds of step reviews in my career, it's, I always think about it as if I was going to do a step review on my favorite opportunity, which is Department of State Evolve. And I say that, and hopefully somebody on this call is laughing with me or crying with me, that I had to do 20 something step reviews on this opportunity. So every time I show this, I'm like, oh, the pain, suffering. Oh, but the other cool thing about showing this from the pipeline is that you can do your entire gate review from here. So you have your opportunity, you have the attachments, you have everything here. You've got your tasks that you can build out here. You can see the in progress, you can delete it, you can add more. Your PWin and workshare are automatically calculated, and you've got your capture notes that you can add into here as well. This is something, I'm about to show you something no other tool does. Put it out there. No other tool does this. Change my mind, please, if you can. G2X capture insights. So let's actually just pop back for 2 seconds. This is an agency-wide BPA IDIQ, right? So it's going to have task orders. Why does that matter? Because you have to win this deal, but then you have to win the task orders. So popping into G2X capture insights allows you to pull in the potential opportunities that are going to come as task orders, the related industry moves. This company hired somebody from state, so this is competitive intel. But all of this is living within your one record, right? So this is why I love G2 Exchange's pipelines. It's all here for you, all included. We just give it to you. All right, so before I pop into anything else, I just wanted to see if anybody had any questions. Marianne, any questions?
No, ma'am.
All right, excellent, wonderful. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to pop into is I think I'm going to pop into the NAICS codes. If you're a nerd like me, then you love looking at NAICS code data. Actually, let's do this. Let's do a more what can we say? A NAICS code that has been telling a story recently. So, part of your go-to-market should be who's buying what, where, and how. The when comes later. So if you're looking at this NAICS code, which has been covered in the news quite a bit as management consulting, trust me, management consulting is alive and well, but are they changing it from this NAICS code to another NAICS code? Probably are. Anyway, coming on down here, you can really see the cliff right here, right? So you can actually track in real time who uses this for what and how. And so the first thing on top, you've got your vehicles, right? And then coming on down, you've got your contract awards, and you've got your company name here, you've got your description. It doesn't look like agencies popping in. Yeah, you do. You have your agency here. And then if you keep going down, you've got all of your opportunities for this NAICS code popping in here as well. So hypothetically, you could literally be doing some of your go-to-market planning within the NAICS code page, which is a totally different slice than what people are used to doing it in, which is kind of cool. Was there a question that popped into the chat, Marianne? I think I saw something.
No.
Nope. Okay, cool. All right, well, if you have any questions about the NAICS code slice, it's really an interesting way of doing it. And then what you can do also is, if you're a nerd like me, you like to do a crosswalk between your PSC codes and your NAICS codes. And so if you wanted to just pop into the PSC code for R699, now we're really getting nerdy with it, you can do the same thing. So you can actually pop in here and see a whole bunch of other data coming out, and the way that it's being procured, who's buying it. So you get pretty nerdy. But with that, I'm going to come up here to the home again, and I'm going to pause and go over a couple more things really quick. And at 12:30, I'm going to open it up for Q&A. And if nobody has any Q&A, then I'm going to hand the floor to Ron to talk about what's coming next. We have an incredible roadmap of things coming. And I think, honestly, what we have already is pretty dope, but what's coming is even better. So the last things I wanted to say is Coming on down, you have your OTAs and your OTIDVs. Tracking the OTA market is something that is I've been telling every single one of my consulting customers it is absolutely critical. Who's winning? What consortia should you be joining? What is the government buying? How are they buying it? Who are they buying it from? Just understanding that whole market space is critical in 2026. Brand new monopoly board, different way of buying. So that's pretty important. And with that being said, I'm going to open it up for Q&A. And if we don't have any, then Ron Jones, you can take it away.
Yeah, it looks like Ron can take it. I don't see any.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, great. First and foremost, thank you all for your time today, coming out and spending a few minutes with us. I've been thinking a whole lot lately about how AI is changing the way that we work. I hear from many of our customers, many folks in not only our industry but other industries that are, working natively within AI tools like Claude and ChatGPT and Gemini, so on and so forth. And a lot of the work that we're doing right now is preparing G2X for a world where folks rely on agents more than anything, right? Where they work without a traditional user interface. So that said, there are a couple of new features that are coming that are going to help support that, as well as an overall reimagination of the platform. First and foremost, as you all know, we acquired a proposal automation company in 2024, and we will be relaunching that offering within the next 2 months. We're going to slowly open that up in a beta, but it'll be a full end-to-end proposal automation suite that is going to be underpinned by Lumen, our AI assistant, across the entire app. So you'll be able to upload the company documents that support proposal responses that offer context to AI about what it is you do, who works for your company, so on and so forth. CPAR, all that information to help ground responses to your chats for opportunity qualification. You see SAM.gov and eBuy there. And by the way, CIBR and DLA DIBS, all those things are on the roadmap, including state, local, and higher education later this year. But that's a big undertaking for us. We've been spending a lot of time trying to make it perfect, and trying to make it not only something that you have to babysit, but something that you can run agentically, right? So if you've ever used Google Deep Research, Gemini Deep Research or ChatGPT Pro or anything like that with extended context, extended thinking, you'd be able to kick off not only, go, no-go analyses for opportunities that you might be targeting, but also full end-to-end proposal drafts. And I say drafts specifically because we never would ever recommend, taking something that an AI generated and passing it on to the government, right? You do still have to do your internal review process, but this is more of a jump start. So that's one thing. The other thing is a recruiting module, recruiting platform. So we're in the end stages of incorporating our G2X recruiting tool within G2X, within the core platform. For years, we've helped companies publicize and advertise their job openings, some of them very time sensitive. And we've also helped place individuals in new roles, right? So we're formalizing that with software and AI, specifically to help users find new candidates for job opportunities and help folks find new roles, right? So it'll be basically a career marketplace right here within G2X. Another key thing that we're introducing this year is a rehauled pipeline capability, which is going to take what Alexa already shared with you and extend it to be more modern and more intertwined with the way that you work. So we're talking about Slack and Teams integration. We're talking about notifications based on task assignment and updates and deadlines, that kind of thing. Just making it more, again, more intertwined with your workflow, right? So those are the three main things. There are other things that we're not quite ready to talk about too much in depth yet, but that are in the works. But again, we're trying to make sure that G2X is meeting people where they are and becoming more and more AI native and working the way that, well, the new way that, many of our customers and folks in the industry that we hear that they're working.
And Ron, GSA eBuy webhooks is coming, right?
Oh yeah, so two separate things. So one other thing, we did send an email out yesterday to the G2X community. Just GSA eBuy integration is live. It's ready. If you have a G2X Pro or Enterprise account, you can schedule an onboarding call. We'll white glove your onboarding, make sure that you get access and that you're set up and your opportunities are flowing. You'll be able to use AI to chat against those opportunities. And soon, with the new proposal workflow, you'll be able to generate responses to those as well. So that is live today. And notifications. So one thing that we didn't talk talk too much about, or maybe at all, which is watch list and follows. And that's really a concept where any piece of content, whether it's a contract, an opportunity, a company, which you can already do today, you'd be able to click a follow button and you get immediate updates. So let's say that a contract had a mod, or a new task order was awarded on a vehicle, or an opportunity had an amendment, right? You'd be able to follow any of those pieces of content, get immediate updates on whatever changed, right? So that's rolling out within the next couple of weeks as well.
Yeah, that's awesome. And then also, as I'm showing on the screen right now, you can come into your profile and see all of the content that you're following. So if you decided to unfollow any of these, you could do that as well. Just kind of like keeping you in charge of what you get and what you see and when you see it. Right. All right. So this is your last chance with CEO of G2X and me talking go to market if anybody has any questions. And if not, we'll let you all get on with the rest of your day.
I don't see anything.
All right, everybody. Well, we'll see you out and about soon. Have a wonderful day. Thank you, Ron.
Thank you. Thank you all.